Picture this. It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. In Silicon Valley, entrepreneurs are pulling their third all-nighter this week, posting about grinding on LinkedIn. Meanwhile, in Stockholm, offices are empty. Not because people are lazy, but because they've discovered something most of the world hasn't. What if I told you that the countries consistently ranked happiest in the world have completely rejected the hustle culture that's consuming the rest of us? And what if their approach is actually making them more successful? Not less. Here's the question that's been haunting me. How did Scandinavians crack the code that billions of people are desperately searching for? How do you build some of the world's most innovative economies while working fewer hours than almost anyone else? By the end of this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 psychological principles that Scandinavians understand about human nature that completely flip everything we've been told about success. And trust me, the third one will make you question everything you think you know about achievement. But first, let's talk about how we got here. Hustle culture didn't emerge in a vacuum. It's the product of a very specific economic and psychological environment. The narrative goes like this: work harder, sleep less, sacrifice everything, and eventually you'll break through to success. Gary Vaynerchuk calls it crushing it. Elon Musk tweets about 80-hour work weeks. The message is clear. If you're not suffering, you're not trying hard enough. This philosophy has created an entire generation of people who wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We've gamified burnout. We celebrate the grind more than the results. But here's what's fascinating, and this is where it gets really interesting. The data shows that countries most obsessed with hustle culture are experiencing record levels of anxiety, depression, and ironically, declining productivity. Meanwhile, in Scandinavia, something completely different is happening. Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, consistently dominating happiness rankings. World leaders in innovation per capita. Some of the most successful companies globally: IKEA, Spotify, Nokia, Lego. Yet the average Norwegian works 1,380 hours per year. Compare that to Americans at 1,810 hours. That's almost 11 extra weeks of work annually. So what's their secret? I have been researching this, interviewing Scandinavians, studying their workplace policies, and what I discovered challenges everything we believe about productivity and success. The first principle Scandinavians understand is what I call sustainable intensity. They've realized that human performance isn't about maximum output. It's about optimal output over time. Think about it like this. A sprinter gives 100% for 10 seconds. A marathon runner gives 85% for hours. Who covers more ground? In Scandinavian workplace culture, there's an understanding that creativity and problem-solving require mental space. When you're constantly in execution mode, you never enter reflection mode. And reflection mode is where breakthrough ideas happen. Swedish companies have something called fika, mandatory coffee breaks for social connection. Danish workplaces emphasize arbeidsglæde, joy in work. These aren't productivity hacks. They're recognition of human psychology. The second principle is even more radical. Scandinavians don't believe in individual heroes. They've structured their entire society around collective success. Here's why this matters for productivity. When basic needs are secure, healthcare, education, housing, people take bigger creative risks. They're not paralyzed by fear of failure because failure won't destroy their lives. This creates what economists call a high-trust society. People collaborate more, share knowledge more freely, and focus on long-term value creation instead of short-term survival. Meanwhile, hustle culture creates artificial scarcity mindset. Everyone's competing for limited resources, so information becomes hoarded, relationships become transactional, and innovation suffers. But here's the principle that changes everything. The one that made me completely rethink my own approach to work and life. Scandinavians understand that human beings are not machines. We're biological systems with natural rhythms, and fighting those rhythms is like swimming against a riptide, exhausting and counterproductive. They've built their entire culture around working with human nature, not against it. They embrace seasonal rhythms, working intensely during summer months, slowing down in winter. They honor daily rhythms, deep work in morning hours, social connection in afternoons. Most importantly, they've rejected the toxic idea that rest is the absence of productivity. They understand that rest is productivity. It's when your brain consolidates learning, generates insights, and restores energy for the next cycle. This is why Scandinavian countries lead in innovation despite working fewer hours. They're not working less, they're working smarter by honoring how humans actually function. So, what does this mean for you? You don't need to move to Norway to implement these principles. Start with sustainable intensity. Instead of trying to maintain peak performance for 12 hours, identify your 4 to 6 hours of highest cognitive capacity and protect them fiercely. Build collective success. Share knowledge openly, celebrate others' wins, invest in relationships that compound over time rather than just transactions that provide immediate value. Most importantly, start treating rest as a strategic advantage, not a moral failing. Your most important insights won't come during your 14th hour of work. They'll come during your morning walk or evening reflection. If this shifted your perspective on productivity and success, smash that like button. It helps more people discover these ideas. Subscribe for more videos about Scandinavia. And here's my question for you. What's one hustle culture belief you're ready to challenge? Drop it in the comments below. The Scandinavians figured out something profound. The goal isn't to work harder, it's to live better. And sometimes living better means working smarter, not longer.